What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the summer 2020 season. We're very, very close. In fact, we are... the first show of the season is going to be airing on Saturday the 4th. That's when it'll be coming out on my channel anyway. It will be coming out in my time. The episode comes out on a Friday, but I like to record overnight, as I am right now. It is currently nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. This is when I normally do my recording for shows, so they come out a day after the episode technically airs. So, summer kicks off in less than a week now, and spring has basically ground to a halt. All the shows have been now completed, with a few exceptions that I'll talk about later. And we're now going to take a look at what's coming up. What interesting new shows have we got? What returning shows are there? Any movies that are good to watch? So, I've got my trusty notepad here, as I did last season as well, and the season before that. I have got all the shows of the new shows that I am willing to give a first episode to, which is basically everything. There's very few shows that I'll be like, no, I'm not going to give a first episode to. It's usually sequels to shows that I haven't seen, or things that I'm like, okay, they're like a 5-minute short that I don't care about, basically. But I've got them all written down here, and I've got them in their date format, so the way I'm going to talk about them is when they will come out on this channel. So we're going to start with Monday shows, and any show that I list in that day will be airing on that day. Okay? So, if you think about it this way, it will air on a Sunday, but I'll put it up on the channel on a Monday. Make sense? It doesn't, but let's go for it. So, to help us along, I have my screen capture here, and we're going to be checking out the shows with AniList this time, not with Mal. I just prefer the general aesthetic of AniList and the functionality of it a bit more than Mal. It's a bit more up-to-date and modern. Mal could really use with a bit of a redesign just to bring it up more to 2020. It does still feel like old forum level, but it is still something to be said about that aesthetic. So, we're going to start off here. This is the first Monday show, and actually the only Monday show that we have new, Monster Girl Doctor. Monster Musume no Oisha-san. Yeah. So I can immediately see... I mean, I don't know how many of you have watched Monster Musume, the actual series, with Lamia and the Harpy and Spider Girl. I think there was a slime at some point. There was a centaur. There's a lot of similarities here. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I can just pull up this image here, yeah, that looks a bit better. I'll zoom in a little more for you as well. Yeah, you can see our Doctor. Well, I guess the main difference here between Monster Musume is that he's willingly in this business and has a genuine interest in being with a monster girl of sorts. The Lamia is meant to be his assistant. We see a centaur. We see the Harpy. I'm a fish mermaid person. I'm not sure what you're meant to be. I'm not quite sure what you're meant to be. There's a Cyclops there, I think. That's one massive eye. Not sure what you're meant to be. I mean, there's stitching all along the face. There's some form of undead creature or something. I don't know. Wolf? Maybe? The point it is? Not sure. Anyway. Yeah, basic premise. Monsters and humans coexist in this world. Our main character, Dr. Glenn Litbite, played by Shuichi Toki. Do I know you from anything? Oh, wow. Very limited stuff. Yeah, I've never seen anything that you've been in. Yep, never seen anything that you've been in. Okay, cool. So he's running a medical clinic for monster girls. Safi, played by 17 Neeks, played by Sari Onishi. That's definitely more of a... Oh, Ice Wallenstein from that. Keijo. What else have we got in here? Food Wars. Comic Girls. Oh, Comic Girls, nice. You know, Bokuben. What about recently? Was in Overlord. That's nice. I don't think I've watched anything that you've been in recently. I guess Bokuben is the most recent thing that I've seen you in. So yeah, assistant to the Doctor. Marriage proposals by a centaur injured in battle. Palpating the injury of a mermaid. Or suturing the delicate wounds of a flesh golem. Okay. Guess that one that we saw with the stitches. Probably a flesh golem. Dr. Glenn performs his job with grace and confidence. We might not have a spineless male character in a harem-esque... Wait, so it's a ecchi rom-com, okay, not... It doesn't say harem, to be fair. Probably because if he is going to have any romantic attachments, it's going to be to his Lamia more than likely. When an unsavory character seeks to steal a harpy egg, how will the unflappable Dr. Glenn respond? Okay, so he might not be a complete pushover, which is nice. I would very much like that. Monster Girl, Harem. A lot of these tags are not going to be very well formulated right now because that's a screenshot. Because it hasn't officially started yet. If we go to the light novel, again, it's not really the most amounts. It's an age gap. Well, I guess monsters will have different ages. That makes sense. The only other interesting thing I want to point out about this is, as of right now, I don't see anyone in the UK licensing this, or in the US for that matter. I haven't seen anywhere, like, it's not a Crunchyroll show officially yet. It's not a Funimation show officially yet. I think it was on a Taiwanese or Korean provider. I'm fairly certain either Korea or Taiwan, or both of them, have this listed. But I don't see anywhere that this is coming out in the West yet. So maybe it's just a late announcement. But a lot of shows have announced by now, but I know there's still some coming out, because there's a couple here that haven't got anything. So we'll stay tuned to see where this one comes out. Obviously, if it's not on Crunchyroll or Funimation, I'll still be able to watch it. It's just there won't be an official link I can provide for it. Anyway, that is Monster Musume. Looking forward to this. I feel like it's going to be kind of... I don't know what to expect, really. I mean, rom-com ecchi. I mean, I'm expecting some fan service. Arvo animation. Do we have... Oh, they did Bokuben. Okay. If we get Bokuben animation quality, I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that if we get the same sort of quality as Bokuben, but I guess we'll wait and see. Alright, that's Monday. That's the only thing I've got on a Monday. So let's hope this is good so I don't drop it. And now we move on to Tuesday, and the only thing we have on a Tuesday either is... Oh god, I can't type today. God of High School. Where is it? The God of High School, here it is. Another Crunchyroll webtoon production thing. Just like Tower of God. I'm not sure if this is just coincidence or if webtoons have a strong association with God. I have no idea. It might just be a coincidence that the two webtoon things we've got recently from Crunchyroll both happen to include God. So God of High School all began as a fighting tournament to seek out the best fighter among all high school students in Korea. Obviously based in Korea. Mori Jin, played by Tatsumara Tachibana, okay. Taekwondo specialist and a high school student, soon learns there's something much greater beneath the stage of the tournament. Okay, supernatural, action-adventure comedy, makes sense. There is a spoiler tag, we're not going to click it, because I don't want to be spoiled as to what's going on here. But interesting visuals here. Kicking with fire, he seems to have some fire elements, water elements, earth elements. Not quite sure what type of element you might have. Interesting. I was going to say air, but then again, it doesn't seem to have much of an air motif around you. Interesting. So there's some ulterior plot going on behind the scenes. I mean, if it's anything like Tower of God in its quality, I'm sure I'm going to love it. It'd be interesting to see if this has the same... what was I going to say? Same promotional backing and same level of... what's the word I'm looking for here? Same level of reception that Tower of God had. Because Tower of God's got a huge reception on Crunchyroll. I'm wondering if this is going to have the same effect, or if Tower of God was just a super lucky one. I mean, there's a lot of people planning to watch this. I mean, Webtoon coming over and being properly animated now, I mean, it's a big deal. So I assume this is another one of those that is highly popular. So Tatsumara, have I seen you in anything before? No. Wow, that's a very, very new lead. I don't know who any of you are going to be. Some of you are missing, so interesting character designs. This is done by Crunchyroll, Webtoon. Studio Mappa, I mean... Do I need to say anything more? Studio Mappa? Like, they've been killing it. Dorohedoro, fantastic from Winter. What else we got down here? There's Kakagurui, which I did drop, but I need to go back and rewatch. There's Dororo, Zombieland Saga, of course, with Zombieland Saga Season 2 coming soon! Yes! Yuri Nice movie they're doing. They're doing an Attack on Titan thing. I didn't think much of listeners, unfortunately. There's Inuyashiki. There's the first season, Kakagurui. Yuri Nice. Corner of the World, I want to check that movie out at some point in the future. Yeah, Studio Mappa have been killing it. So I'm really excited for this. This could be a very, very interesting story, and if it's anything like Tower of God, then I'm gonna love it. And that again wraps up Tuesday. This wasn't too uncommon in other seasons, in like winter or spring seasons. It wasn't uncommon to have empty weekdays like this. Most animes tend to try and focus their attention around the weekends. That's why usually, for me, Fridays and Saturdays would be the biggest days for me to actually record, because in animes would try and go for the midnight Saturday morning and midnight Sunday morning time slots, because that's the weekend slots where people can afford to stay up late and watch anime more than likely. If they have a job or have other commitments, they can afford to stay up late to watch these shows. So that's normally what would happen, and then the weekdays would just kind of feel empty. This is definitely the most empty it's been for a while, obviously, because of all the COVID-19 delays and such. To the point where Wednesdays, there's no new show on a Wednesday. There's nothing. So that's a completely empty day right now. However, once returning series from spring come back, there will be something in that slot, so that I'll talk about later. Now, on to, I believe, yes, the first big day is Thursdays. Thursdays are pretty loaded, and immediately it's loaded for one reason, and that is ReZero Season 2. I mean, that's an instant success right there. Like, I don't even have to talk about this show, do I? Because everyone knows ReZero at this point. If you've known any form of isekai show, you've heard of ReZero. It's one of the big isekais. And yeah, this is going to be great. As far as I'm aware, this is split core, though. So, if I remember correctly, we're getting 12 episodes here now, in the summer season. Then we're taking the full season off. And then I believe this is coming back in winter 2021, I think is the plan. I'm not 100% certain on that. I'm fairly certain, though, this was announced as split core. I don't know if that was because of COVID, because this was meant to have come out in the last season, but got delayed before it ever started. So, yeah. Studio White Fox, I mean, don't need to say anything about them, really. They're known for ReZero, Goblin Slayer, Cautious Hero, Alpharetta. What else? There's Steins Gate, Girls Last Tour. Never finished that. Yeah, Order Rabbit. The established studio, Devil's a Part-Timer, Chemical Kill, Supersonic. Why is that not listed as something I watched? I 100% watched that. I need to fix that later. Yeah, I mean, established studio, established IP, one of the biggest isekais in the world. There's not really much more to say. This is going to be a success. I'm going to be enjoying it. It's a shame not to have Myth and Royd back for the OP and ED in any way, but you can't have everything. Myth and Royd kind of disappeared a little bit recently. I'm hoping Myth and Royd can get something out, because I want to hear their music again so badly. And I thought ReZero Season 2 would be the perfect opportunity to hear it again, but apparently not. So yeah, that's the first of the Thursday shows. Next up is Decadence. Let's see here. Brand new IP. Many years have passed since humanity was driven to the brink of extinction by the sudden emergence of an unknown life form's Gadol. The Gadol? Are they Gadols? Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Those humans that survive now dwell in a 3,000-meter high mobile fortress, Decadence, built to protect them against the Gadol threat. Okay, I'm getting Darling in the Franxx-esque vibes from this. That's the easiest point of comparison I can make from something I recently remember. Denizens fall into two categories: gears, who are the warriors, and tankers, who can't fight. Natsume, a tank girl who dreams of becoming a gear, meets Surly Kaburagi, an armor repairman of Decadence. Chance meeting between opposites, girl with positive attitude, and a realist who's given up on everything. Okay. Sci-fi, action, makes sense. Nothing has been tagged yet, interestingly. Who's this? This is by Studio Nut. Great name. Saga of Tanya the Evil movie and Tanya the Evil itself. So this is going to look good, because Tanya looked amazing and this movie was fantastic. In fact, why again is this not listed as something I've watched? I'm disappointed. Apparently when I transferred all my stuff over from Mal, it didn't update everything. Okay, I'll fix that later. So yeah, Studio Nut doing Decadence. Interesting IP. Tomori Kusunoki is playing Natsume. Where have I heard you from before? Nothing. Okay. Oh no, you were the leading gun gal, and you're Yuki from the new Love Live project. Okay, cool. And then as Kaburagi, ooh, I like his face. Let's see here, Mr. Katsuyuki Konishi. All right. What have I seen you in? Bleach. Okay. Cardcaptor Sakura. Durara. Fairy Tail. Anything I've recognized you from? Pass at the Combat Battler. Okay. Initial D. Hyoka. Okay. Anything more recent? A long list of stuff though, which is good. Pokemon. Nothing. I don't really recognize you from anything that I really remember. Railgun. Okay, might hear you eventually. Guts from Kill la Kill. Okay, that's weird. That's the first thing I recognize you from. Tokyo Ghoul. You were in prison school as Glasses. All right. Kill la Kill as Kinagase as well. Restaurant to Another World. Okay, fairly long list. Nothing that stands out immediately to me, though. Oh, you were Genzo from Komodo Michi. That's a good one. I've definitely heard of that one. That's definitely something I remember. You're in Demon Slayer. God, there's just so much stuff. Magus Bride as well. Recreators. Oh, you were that guy. Okay. Alright, so nothing I really remember, but some good stuff in there, that's for certain. Long career. Should go well. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting IP. It's going to look good because it's a Studio Nut. Sci-fi action. Yeah, this could be crazy. Now, one thing I will say about Studio Nuts, and this might just be because it was the Yojo Senki project, but I'm curious now. If I'm going to go back to Studio Nut real quick, I just want to check something, because Saga of Tiny Evil the movie, the staff on that... it's not listed. Damn it. What about the original... no, not ReZero. What about the original Yojo Senki TV show? Have you got the staff listed for that? Okay, I just want to double check to see if it's the same sound director, because one of the things that I loved about it, loved about the movie for no, it's a different sound director. Okay. If anyone knows who the sound director was for the Saga of Tiny the Evil movie, please let me know if it's the same guy, because if it is, fantastic. I don't know if it was just a Studio Nut employee or if it was someone else that they got in just for that movie. But the sound design of Yojo Senki movie was on point. Like, hearing the sounds of the different flight gears in action, oh, it was so good. And like the action scenes were just perfect. So if they can capture anything like that from Yojo Senki in this, I'm sold immediately. Alright, next up. Still on Thursdays. GB8. GB8, I'm not quite sure. In 2030 Japan, a virus has infected humans throughout the world. 10 years off. Infected people turn into different forms of monsters based on their ages, sexes, and races. Isn't that just called being human? The virus is named Gibbia. Gibbia, after being rich in variety like Gibbia. Is Gibbia a real thing? I have no idea what that word means. Just then, a pair of samurai and ninja, obviously, appeared in such a blighted wasteland of Japan. They both travelled from the early Edo period, fighting together with help from a doctor who tries to find the cure. Facing ceaseless attacks from Gibbias and outlaws that attack travellers for food, they start the dangerous journey with enemies all around. Gore tag, obviously. So yeah, this is going to be... This is not the type of show that I will normally watch. I don't think there's many shows like it that I can have a point of reference for. This is Studio Launchbox? This is the very first thing they've got listed for. Okay, brand new studio. Interesting. So yeah, Yukio Fuji is playing Kathleen Funada. I guess she's... Which one is she? I'm going to guess you're the samurai. I'm going to guess you're the ninja. Fighter of some description. I have no idea what, though. Yukio Fuji, Fairy Tail, bunch of characters. You were in Citrus, apparently. Okay, good. I forgot there was a show that I called I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I forgot that show existed. Never watched it. Kind of curious if I should now. Oh, you're Mimi from ReZero. Okay, okay. You're in Monogatari series as someone I don't remember. You're gonna be in Monster Musume as whatever you're. I think you're the mermaid. Okay, okay. Interesting, interesting. You're in Fruits Basket, the remake. That's cool. You're in Scum's Wish as well. That was good. So yeah, that's interesting. Like I said, this is not my genre typically. It's just straight action. Yeah, I normally prefer my comedies and my romances and stuff, so this doesn't really fit the same picture. However, I'm more than happy to give it a go. I want to see what they do with the world and the characters and the art, really. The art style looks kind of cool. So, hoping it's alright. There's a lot of variety they can do because they've left it so open with the virus that it's like, okay, depending on age, sex, race, we can have a multitude of different creatures that we end up fighting and defending ourselves from. And we have a doctor that we're trying to help as we just survive, basically. So, interesting idea. Like I said, not my normal style, but we'll give it a go. Next up, Evil X Love. Mr. Love Queen's Choice. Here we go. It's based on a Tomei dating sim. So, yeah. Girl inherits a company that is almost bankrupt from her late father. Lacking the funds, she must now become the producer herself in order to save the company from collapse. Oh boy. During her work, she meets 4 boys: financial expert Zen, the idol Kira, police officer Haku, and leading neuroscientist Simon. Neuroscientist, okay. And is suddenly involved with the conspiracies and mysteries over the existence of special powers known as evil. So, like, ESP stuff, I'm gonna guess. Maybe. No tags. It's another Studio Mappa production, though, so it's gonna look good, right? Yeah, this could be... I don't think I'm the target audience for this. I think it's fair to say. It's an Otome game, so almost certainly not my demographic. But we give it a go, as per usual. Not a whole lot of interest in it, because it's a game adaptation, so I guess that's to be expected, right? I mean, I'll give it a go, no doubt, but yeah, I'm not expecting much out of this. I mean, out of the 4 shows that we now have on a Thursday, because that's the 4th and final show for Thursdays that is new and coming out, of those 4, ReZero is never going to get dropped. I love that show too much. I want to see it through to the end, whatever the end might be of the anime series. I don't know what constitutes as the end for a long-running series. Decadence looks interesting enough and probably won't get dropped because I'm into that sort of style. GB8 or Gibby8 or whatever it is, it might keep me, it might not. This is probably, out of the 4, this is the one that's most likely to get dropped, I think, after the first couple of episodes. I just don't know if this is going to have anything that really keeps me hooked. I mean, it's Studio Mappa, so you can never write it off, right? But it is based on a game, an Otome game. English version came out before the Japanese version. That's rare. Normally, for these Chinese games, the Japanese version comes out, and then the English version comes out once Japan goes like, holy shit, this is great. But they didn't. We'll give it a go. But I'm not expecting much out of this one, I'll be honest. Okay, next up we have, on Fridays, another one that's just easy one that will be like, okay, yeah, My Team Rom-Com, Snafu Climax, 3rd season of My Team Rom-Com, the final season of My Team Rom-Com. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be an easy one that I'm just be like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy this one. I need to rewatch the first 2 seasons before I get into this, though, because I can't remember much of the first 2 seasons. So, it's something I'm going to be continuing on. Also, as far as I'm aware, I don't believe, at least in the UK, no one's licensed this yet. The first 2 seasons are on Crunchyroll and listed, but as a viewer in the UK, I can't watch them. They're not licensed here in the UK, and as a result, I don't know where I'm going to be watching this one. It's another one of those situations where Crunchyroll Funimation, they don't have it yet. I assume someone's going to get it, because it's one of the biggest shows of the season, without a doubt. Like, this and ReZero are the biggest shows of the season, along with SAO, probably. Like, I don't think you can say there's a show bigger than those three. Maybe God of High School, if you can argue that the webtoon hype is sufficient, but this is one of the biggest shows. So if one of the Western providers doesn't take it, I'd be very surprised. But Sentai Filmworks, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's so much good stuff here. What the hell are you here, teacher, being one of them? Ao-chan, Bloom Into You, Non Biori, Made in Abyss, No Game, No Life, Land of the Lustrous. I need a sequel to Land of the Lustrous. Can we just take a moment to appreciate that show and the fantastic CG work that went into that? Like, can we just appreciate that for a second? And can we just say, where the hell is Season 2? Because I need it. I need Season 2. I know it's not going to happen, unfortunately, but I need Season 2. Anyway, there's Season 2 of My Team Romcom. Yeah, there's Sakura Trick, which was a surprisingly good show, honestly. Beyond the Boundary, Golden Time, yeah. I like Sentai Filmworks. What can I say? I'm a big fan of their stuff. Studio Feel. What have they done? They did Here Matsuri. Okay, that gives me hope. I don't know what this... Okay, music stuff. Alright. Tagashi Kashi, okay. That's season 2 of My Team Romcom as well. I don't want to know what that is. No, I don't want to know what that is. So I can't play. Okay. Okay, we'll leave those alone. So yeah, this is instant success. I mean, what are you going to do? It's the only show on Friday, so at least I have a nice easy Friday if we're just watching this show as the final part of this. So I'll catch up, get ready to watch this, and like I said, this can be one of my favorites of the season easily. So now moving on to Saturday, and this is the first show of the season that we'll be starting with this Saturday, on Saturday the 4th, right? It's Saturday the 4th. Saturday the 4th. This is... Whoops. I forgot that works like that. This is Super Heroes, with an X in it. Dokyo Hentai Heroes. Yeah, this could be either utter trash, or it could be a laugh. Story of the series follows Reto Enjo, a high school student who joins the superhero team Heroes in order to combat the dreaded Kisei Mushi, a race of alien invaders that feeds off the collective libidos of the human race. Action, rom-com, ecchi, superhero, aliens, harem. Again, small nudity tag. I don't know how far that's going to go, obviously. If it's the TV version, of course, it won't go too far, but you know what it means. Yeah, this could be trashy, or this could be a laugh. I'm leaning on the side of trashy, just because it probably will be. Who's shooting this again? This is project number 9. Do I know any of your work? Shiraneko, okay. Abilities average. That was apparently okay. Sure. Yeah, they're not really known for standout works yet, so I'm not holding my breath for this. This might be the first drop of the season. I don't think I'm going to drop it after the first episode. I don't think I'm that cruel anymore, especially in a season where I kind of want as many shows to watch as possible, because I don't have as many to pick from, essentially, compared to normal seasons. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about it, let's just say that. Next up is Uzaki-chan. This is another one that just hasn't been picked up anywhere to watch, so I'm hoping it gets announced soon. Uzaki-chan wa asobitai, or Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. I'm getting very much, what's it called? Was it Takagi? Was that the one that was teasing him? This is a more grown-up version, I believe. Like, at least, not more grown-up, but more... Instead of them being in middle school, they're in, like, college or something, right? Sakura Shinchi's one wish is for a little peace and quiet, but Uzaki Hana, his boisterous, well-endowed underclassman, very much so, has other plans. All she wants is to hang out and poke fun at him. With the help of her chipper charm and peppy persistence, this might just be the start of a beautiful relationship. Rom-com, ecchi slice of life. I wonder how far they're going to go into the ecchi of this. Obviously, they can afford to go into a bit more ecchi because this is like college life, right? If I remember correctly. I think they're in college. Yeah, college or university. So, bit of slapstick stuff. That's good. Tsundere character. So yeah. Oh. Nagatoro. I hope this gets an anime adaptation. I really do. This was actually a really good read. This is one of the few like actual things I've read and gone on my way to read. I don't normally do that. I'm surprised Takagi's not here. Oh, there it is. I thought it would be Takagi-san or something, but no, it's just there. Okay, yeah, so this very much reminds me of Takagi, just with older characters, which is nice. It's Cat, side characters. This guy is just done with life. She's going to be teasing and bullying him. She might be best girl of the season. Just saying. This is by Studio NG, who have done... Oh, they did Komodo Michi. That's good. So I do know something. But a very new studio. But they did well with... I will say, for Komodo Michi, that was animated pretty well. Like the... What was it? What part was it? It was early on in that show, like first 4 episodes or so, where he was having a fight scene with orcs, I believe, or he was fighting something, and like the animation quality of the fighting scene was actually way better than it deserved to be. So I have hope with them. Like, obviously there's no action for this to really animate. They can go easy, but they can still have some fun with this, I'm certain. So yeah, looking forward to this. I hope someone picks this up soon. Yeah, I hope it's a Crunchyroll Funimation show. I'd love that. Makes it easier on my one. Okay, this is the only short show that I believe I'm going to be checking out. Peter Grill to Kenja no Jikan. These are all Saturday shows still. This is a TV short. I think it's like a 5-minute episode. The titular protagonist, the adventure Peter Grill, the strongest man in the world. He has a girlfriend called Lavidia, who's sworn to protect the rest of his life with, but she's incredibly naive about life past that. They haven't gone beyond holding hands, despite being in a relationship for 2 years. 2 Ogre twins and an elf all want him so they can bear strong children. All manner of temptation plots to be avoided while feeling guilty towards Lavidia. This could be something. It might be nothing. That is a moth. Could you please vacate my camera space? Thank you. Boop. Just guide him away. Peter Grill and Philosopher's Time. Yeah, this could be something, or it could just be nothing. I don't know. I feel like this could be a laugh for 5 minutes every week. So that's why I kind of included it, just because it's like, it's 5 minutes, what do I care? Wolfsbane have not done any other projects. This is a breakout project. It is #1 most popular for summer 2020. I don't know how the popularity thing works on any list, but I think that's a lie. How does your popularity work? Because it's a short. That's why. Okay, I was about to say, it doesn't grade it amongst actual TVs. It just rates it as a short. Fair enough. That makes way more sense as to how it is #1 most popular summer 2020. Anyway. Yeah, this could be a laugh. Obviously, comedy, ecchi, fantasy. It's going to be suggestive, and I mean, that's the whole point of the thing, right? To be suggestive. Is that him there? Is that Peter Grill? What is up with the hand? I don't know. I mean, she's cute. I mean, they're all cute. Let's be real here. I don't know who you are, but you're scary. I don't know who you are. Maybe a father figure? Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to be a bit of a laugh and a little bit of fan service, probably, on a Saturday evening. That's probably what it's ending up being. And speaking of fan service, I think we've got another one. The final show for Saturday, which is Rent a Girlfriend. Yeah, that's genuinely the title of it. Rent a Girlfriend. In today's Japan, rental services can deliver an afternoon with a friend, a parent, even a fake girlfriend. After a staggering betrayal by his girlfriend, hapless freshman Kazuya gets just desperate enough to give it a try. But he quickly discovers how complicated it can be to rent an emotional connection, and his new girlfriend, who's trying to keep her side hustle secret, will panic when she finds out her real life and Kazuya's are intertwined in surprising ways. Family, school, and life all start to go wrong too. Another rom-com ecchi. I mean, you don't get very many serious rom-coms. There is spoiler tags here, so there's something at play. We're not going to look into it too much. These are our 3 characters. What was they say the name was? They don't say the names of the girls, which one's which. Okay, so one of these is his actual girlfriend that just betrayed him. One of these is the rental girlfriend, and then the others will be in some way related. I don't know how. I mean, they're all cute. I mean, what more do you want me to say? But this could be interesting. Again, this is another fun one. TMS Entertainment. Yeah, Doctor Stone. I mean, there you go. That's a big one already. Fruits Baskets Season 2. The whole remake of Fruits Baskets was done by them. Doctor Stone was fantastic. I can't wait for Season 2. What else have they done? I mean, they've got a lot of stuff. Relife. What else have I watched from them? I think that's actually it for the most part. Oh no, there's Orange and more Relife. Okay. So yeah, well-established studio. No doubt about it. It'll look alright, that's for certain. I just don't know about the quality of the actual product they've been given. I'm hoping the comedy's good, because this could be a pretty funny show. But obviously, whenever I see comedy, rom-com ecchi, alarm bells go off in my head like, oh, this is going to be kind of trashy, isn't it? But to be fair, I do enjoy my rom-coms. I enjoy my ecchis. So I won't pass judgment until we get to the first few episodes. That's Saturday shows. Now we have Sunday shows. So we have... I don't think anyone knows what the hell this is yet. Like, I haven't seen anyone say anything about this show. There's no synopsis. There's no ideas of what it is. I think it's an idol show, judging by the fact it's a music genre. Lapis Relights. I don't really know what it is. It's one of the first shows to come out. It's done by Studio Yokohama Animation Lab. Oh, okay. Most notable work that I instantly recognize is Mirror Tights. Now, Mirror Tights... Yeah. You get what I want to say about it. It was a thing, and I think we all appreciate its existence. But yeah, I don't know what to expect of this show. I'm just gonna guess it's another idol show. The manga, again, no synopsis or anything known about this. I'm just gonna assume it's just an idol show. It's all I can really imagine. I hope the music in it's good. I always like to hear some good anime music. I hope the characters are interesting and compelling enough that I want to care about them. That's what I really hope for. But other than that, I got nothing. I have no idea what to expect from this except music idol. That's about it. Next up on a Sunday, we have Demon King Academy, or Misfits of Demon King Academy, right? The Misfits of Demon King Academy. History's strongest Demon King reincarnates and goes to school with his descendants. I need to probably come up with a shortened name for that. I'll probably just call it Misfit of Demon Academy, because I'm not going to put the entire title every single time into the goddamn titles. Despite their appetite for destruction, even Demon Kings tire of all the blood and chaos sometimes. When Anoff reincarnates in the hopes of a more peaceful life, he ends up going to school with his descendants in his old castle 2,000 years later. But with magic on its last legs in this era, no one's able to access Anoff's true power. So a Demon King comes back to the world and has no actual power. So I'm thinking, like, immediately my first recommendation that I would think would work well with this is Devil's a Part-Timer. That's immediately what type of style I get, but obviously we've got a school setting here. I mean, this guy even kind of reminds... Like, this partner pairing even reminds me of Devil's Part-Timer. Even her. Like, she reminds me of the cute one that worked in the McDonald's with her. Not McDonald's, but the Wookdonald's or the Ekdonald's or whatever the hell they call them in these shows now. Bunch of cute characters, school setting, Demon King, comedy-based. No ecchi tag, just... It does say romance. It does say romance. there is potential here. I'm not sure who the romance is meant to be between. I assume the Demon King and someone. Maybe he meets a normal human girl and falls in love? I don't know, but in these types of shows, romance is not like a serious romance. It's more of like a, oh, I have a thing for you. And they have weird encounters. This is Silverlink. They did Villainess last season. Bone Free the season before that. Like, Silverlink are on a roll, okay? So, Bone Free, fantastic winter show. Also, they're on a roll for sequels as well. Like, can we just acknowledge that? Like, Silverlink, Bone Free, got a sequel. My Next Life as a Villainess immediately got like both of those shows immediately got sequels as soon as they aired. If this does that as well, Silverlink is like the holy grail of sequels. Like, there's Sunahara Sao, that was a good one. Death March, less so. A Sister's All You Need was pretty funny. Restaurant to Know World was okay. I wouldn't say it's anything special though. Brave Witches is meant to be okay, I think. Tycoon is Always Listless. I think I've seen an episode of that at some point. Showman Sample, they did that, didn't they? Yes, they did. That was a good one, actually. So yeah, the established studio and have been on a complete and utter roll in the the entirety of 2020. So I don't foresee this not being the same, honestly. Square Enix, really? Okay. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I don't recognize any of those names off the top of my head. I'll do a more in-depth look into voice actors and stuff when I get to the beginning of the show. The first episode of the show, I normally go over a bit more as well. This is just a look at through all the shows I've got and see what I'm expecting. And then finally, the last show of the new shows for Sunday is obviously Sword Art Online, SAO, Alicization. So Alicization was the first part. Then we have War of Underworld that I'm currently still watching and will be finishing before we start this one, part 2. The last part of the Alicization arc. I always say Alicization. It's Alicization. I need to get better at that. Yeah, this is another big one of the season, like, obviously. I'm not quite sure what point we're going to be at after the first part of Alicization, like I said, because I'm still watching it. War of Underworld. I'll catch up with that, and then we'll go into this one. It's going to be interesting, obviously, because it's SAO. It's doing its own thing. Sound design, visual design has always been on point since the Alicization arc. Writing is still Sword Art, but it's still one of the biggest shows of the season, right? So this, I'm not going to drop it because I'm so far invested. Like, I'm halfway through the third core of this one arc of season 3. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to continue watching it, and it's doing alright, I will say that. It's not my favourite show ever, but it's still enjoyable, which is why I'm watching it, obviously. Now, that is all the shows of the new shows that I will be watching. However, we do have some returning shows, and one of the shows that I said that will be taking that Wednesday slot eventually is Diary of Our Days at the Breakwater. This is going to be returning in about a month's time from now, so end of June. Let me just double check. It's going to be, I believe it's either, I think it's the 29th. Yeah, it's the 29th, isn't it? Yeah. So the 29th of July is when it's going to be returning. Since I've already watched the first 3 episodes of this, what I'm going to do is, since those existed on the old channel, which is now dead, I'm going to upload redirects to the first 3 episodes on Wednesdays as this show resumes broadcast, because it's going to be resuming broadcast from episode 1 and then going through, and then episode 4 starts the end of July. I'm going to put out my redirects for the first 3 episodes so you can watch along with me as I did back in spring. So that way I have the full complete playlist also available on this channel. And then from episode 4, of course, we're starting up again. And yeah, this was very much a chill, feel-good show. It's a Dogakoba show. So, yes. I mean, what more do you want me to say? This thing's great. That'll be taking up the Wednesday slot. We do still have a couple of empty Wednesdays, but I have plans for those as well. Next one that's coming back from spring is Millionaire Detective Balance Unlimited. So yeah, July 16th, the first episode will rebroadcast, then episode 2, and then, of course, episode 3. So this is going to be a Friday show for the channel. I'm going to do the same thing I did with Breakwater. Since the first 2 episodes no longer exist, I will do redirects to them when I first watch the show, because those first 2 reactions, I'm quite happy with those reactions. This show blew me away, and I think my reactions kind of showed that. And yeah, although the novel was published between 75 and 77, it's been adapted to modern era, which is kind of interesting, actually. The soundtrack for this is incredible as well. This is such a weird concept of a show, and it's somehow really entertaining. So I'm looking forward to having this one back as well. That'll be joining the Friday lineup, which at the moment is just My Team Romcom, so I've got plenty of space for that. And then the final show that's coming back that I will be watching is Appare Ranman. This one's going to come back on Saturdays, I believe, if I remember this correctly. I have not watched any of this yet, even though the first 3 episodes came out. I was late getting into it because I just had a busy schedule at the very beginning of the season, and I just put it on hold for a second. And then it announced it was going to be on hiatus until the COVID-19 kind of died down a little bit. So I have not seen any of this. I'm going to be watching the first 3 episodes as they broadcast again, because I believe this show's also doing the same thing of starting broadcast like so. I believe that means this Saturday, I believe, is going to be the first episode. So this will be one of the first shows of the season I actually start as well. I'll double check that, but yeah, we'll be watching this one, see how this is. It's done by Studio PA Works. What have they done recently that I know? Have they done anything I've watched? Oh, Iridoku. That was an interesting show. There's Sakura Quest, which is okay. I still think this show's overrated. There's another, of course. Angel Beats. Classic. God, think Angel Beats is 10 years old now. God damn. Angel Beats is actually 10 years old now. So yeah, PA Works, they're all right studio. They have some good work behind them. I'm curious to see how this one plays out, since I haven't started it. I'm not sure if it's going to interest me. I hope it does, because I don't want to have to drop it. But we'll see. We'll see. And that is all the returning shows after the COVID thing. Gal and Dino. When that comes back, it will slot into my normal schedule. Who knows when that's back, though? Like, I have no idea if they're going to bother coming back with that or not. I really hope they do, because I miss that show immensely. I will get redirects for that, those reactions up as soon as possible, because episode 4 of Gal and Dino will forever be one of the craziest things I've ever watched. Like, forever will be. And episode 1 broke me incredibly as well. Like, just having the Shota arc, which we need a conclusion for, by the way. Like, we never concluded Shota's arc in that show. Just saying. I hope that comes back soon, but as of yet, nothing official. So we're just waiting for the most part. And I really, really hope it comes soon. Anyway, the only movie... I normally like to do movies as well from previous seasons. So the way this works is usually it takes about over 6 months for a movie to go from cinema release to Blu-ray release or Netflix release or something like that. As of right now, there are no movies from the most recent 6-month, 8-month time period that I have interest in watching. I've watched the ones I wanted to, Whisker Away and Frag Time. Those were the 2 movies I was really interested in, and I've watched them on the channel, so go check those out. The only movie that I will be watching, and this came out about 2 or so weeks ago, Her Blue Sky. It's a romance, slice of life music supernatural drama romance. It has an interesting premise. I quite like the character art that they've gone with here. It's a long runtime movie as well. So there's plenty of story to go with this. Coming of age, love triangle. It's like, yeah, I expected so much. But the supernatural element of having him and him from like 13 years ago is kind of interesting. I'm curious as to how they're going to play with that. This is done by... Who's this made by? Cloverworks? Okay, yeah, I mean... Millionaire Detective? Yeah. Persona 5? Russell Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl. There's all the Persona 5 stuff. I mean, Darling in the Franxx. This studio has, like... I don't know how they've, like... How they hit it off so quickly. That's what I really want to know. How have they managed to get such a huge amount of productions out and such high quality productions out in such a short time? That's what I'm genuinely surprised by. Normally when you see a new studio, they'll do a work and it's kind of like something trashy. I mean, even Promised Neverland, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, I'm genuinely amazed by how... the quality and speed at which this studio has kind of developed. I don't know what the story behind Cloverworks is, but I assume they're probably a subsidiary from another big studio that kind of branched off to do their own thing or something like that. But yeah, this could be an interesting movie. I am going to be watching this one on Wednesday the 8th, so this will be filling up one of the empty Wednesday slots that I have for this season. Beyond that, I don't know if I'm going to be filling it with anything more, just because I will have Breakwater coming back for that, and I wouldn't mind an easier midweek to make up for the fact that I'm going to have a busy end of week. I don't want to overload myself too much. I don't want to get to the point where I did in spring, where I fall behind on shows and it gets really hard to catch up on them. I don't really want to do that, so I'll probably not be supplementing some random shows in this season, unless I do have a bunch of drops. Like, if I drop my Monday show or my Tuesday show, it's like, well, now I have nothing on those days, I might just pick up a series and do like 2 episodes a week on that, cover like a series in like 6 weeks or something like that. Or a multi-core show in the space of a season. Something like that. But I will announce that as we get closer to the time. But that is my Summer 2020 roundup, essentially. There's a bunch of good stuff in here that I'm really looking forward to. Some obviously returning favourites in the form of SAO, ReZero, My Team Romcom. Some interesting new IPs in the form of Webtoon, thanks to God of High School. Some stuff that probably isn't my type, GB8 and Evo Love. And then there's just some crazy stuff. And I don't know what's going to be the funniest show this season, really. Like, comedy-wise, what's going to be the funny show of the season? I guess Uzaki-chan, probably. Like, Uzaki-chan's probably meant to be the funniest show of the season, right? I think that's the only show that's, like, primarily going for the humor factor, maybe? Peter Grill's probably trying, but that's only a TV short. Demon King Academy's probably going for the comedy as well, so it's going to be up to that and Uzaki-chan, I think, to fight for whoever is the funniest. My Team Romcom, I think, might try and play a little more serious this season to wrap the story up, but I guess we'll wait and see. So, yeah, I think that was everything I wanted to mention. I think. I don't believe there's anything more I wanted to say. Oh, actually, I believe there might be. Let me just see. No, there's not really anything I want to say about that. Okay, so yeah, that is my plans for summer 2020. I hope you guys are looking forward to this season. It's going to be a smaller season, of course, because of COVID-19 and all the delays and stuff. But even still, we have plenty of shows. Like, if I don't drop any shows this season, it's still the busiest season I've had on this channel, including the previous channel that got destroyed by Morbid. So, I'm not going to knock it, because this could still be a very, very busy season. Not quite as busy in one day. Like I said, Thursdays and Saturdays are the big days, since they both have 4 shows. Thursday's slightly bigger, because one of the Saturday shows is a 5-minute short. But, yeah, at least we don't have the 6-day Saturdays, or Sundays, I should say, that I did have this season, which I grew tired of pretty quickly, even though there's some banging shows on a Sunday this past season. But yeah, I hope you're looking forward to it. I will be doing a review of Spring 2020 and the shows that I enjoyed from that soon. I'll probably do that before the first shows of the season start. On my Discord, I said I was going to do it on the Friday, I believe. Did I say Friday was when I was going to do that and bother with that? Probably. Yeah, I said I'd do that on Friday. I want to complete Brand New Animal and then do that, because Brand New Animal was a show that I kind of fell behind for and I kind of want to catch back up with. I'm also waiting for that to come out on Netflix, just because it's easier to watch there on Netflix than it is to watch on alternate sites. And that comes out on the 30th, so I'll probably smash a few episodes of that out very, very quickly over the course of next week once it comes out on Netflix. So, with all that said, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you're looking forward to it. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave your comments on what shows you're looking forward to most this season. If there's any shows that you think will be the highlights of the season, or things that you think might be pleasantly surprising, let me know your thoughts. Also, come join my Discord to have more in-depth discussions. When these shows starts, there will be in-depth discussion channels, so you can talk about that show at length. It's easier than YouTube comments, I find. And don't forget to hit subscribe to see all these summer 2020 shows, as well as my backlog of spring 2020 shows you can find on the channel. Thank you everyone for watching, and until next time, see you guys later.